Welcome to Friday, and here we're looking at the S&P 500. Now, just made a little adjustment here to this wave one here from here, this high to here. And the reason for that, if you have a look on the cash market, you'll see that this is the high on the cash market. So we would have to put the little wave four here and count 5 waves up through to here in terms of the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then this would count, because this high here is lower than this one on the cash market, then we can count this as an A wave, a B wave, and a C wave, which has got 5 waves in it. Now, if that's the case, then we'll be seeing new highs. Now, there will be a struggle at new highs, being at the 1600 here, of course. There'll be large orders there. And also we've got the ADP figures, we've got the non-farm payroll figures coming out tonight, the NFP. So we had the ADP figures on Wednesday, and they were slightly softer. So it sort of goes to reason that tonight in the US, next session, those numbers are possibly likely biased to be softer as well. And what that will do, that will obviously put the 1600 at more pressure there. But either way, the 1600 by itself, or the non-farm payroll figures being positive or negative, bias negative, will still have some sort of corrective activity around this area through here. So far up here, we've basically got 3 waves up through here. It's likely that we'll get 5, and then we'll see some type of corrective pattern across the 1600 here before we see support and further upside there. That's what we're looking at. How much will the non-farm payrolls knock the market around? I don't know, but we need to expect some sort of softness in this sort of area here. But generally speaking, the wave count is impulsing to the upside, so it is positive. The drivers for this would be the banks, and we've walked through the banks before. We can see that when we look at, say, JP Morgan here, we were looking at on a daily chart, an A and a B and a C, a 3-wave price action, up for 1 and back for 2, and then further upside there. UBS has pushed it a little bit higher as such anyway, and taken out these highs here, so it's leading there, like Combank is leading our market as well. So that's the case there, and this is the same for the Dow Jones as well. So we're moving wave 1 to here, and it's a better sort of easier picture to see the A, the B, and the C here. And even though this is just 3 waves up here so far, you can see that wave 3 here is really quite strong. And also we're working with the 800 here, which is an important number, third strongest number in the market. So look, we need to expect another little high here, some type of correction around here, and then support. So we've got a session or two for that to occur. But look, as long as it's up, then that's fine. The other side of the coin too is that the bullish weekly cycle sees Thursday as the bear day in Australia, and then further up from that point there. So this is our bear day on Thursday, and Friday is a positive day. So looking at this here, we were looking at a wave 4 to move back into, the 38.2 retracement is down at 58 here, but coming into this block here is where the support is, and it has pierced into the center of that, and it's found its way up, and it does appear that we're impulsing to the upside here. But first of all, let me just go back to wave 4, because wave 4s can go sideways and complicated, really. So in first instance here, if the US markets are going to push higher, driven by the banks, then we're likely to be pushing up through up through here as well, and it does count quite nicely for an A wave, a B wave, and then 5 waves in the C wave here for wave 4 here. Okay, now that's quite a simple wave 4 price action there, as this one was here as well. So we may get lucky and just see that move up through there. If that's not the case, then this would be the A wave to here, this would be a B wave to here, and then a C wave down through to here, and still poking lower into here. So both of those are possible, but we'll run with this one here. And the other reason for running with this one here is that the banks are doing a wave 4 pullback as well. And the Chinese markets have been closed most of the week, so that haven't had any leads from there. But when I look at the Nikkei has had a 3-wave pullback and is starting to impulse to the upside as well. So we should see the Nikkei make new highs at 14,000 there. So that's the driver from the Asian side here. So in terms of trading this, though, if this is a little 5 waves up here, we want to see the Dow Jones will retest 14,800. It's above that at the moment. Should come back and retest it. So we should see some sort of retest back into the 5150 here, and it's good if it goes below the 5150 and then comes back up and finds support on the 5150. Then you've got, it's tested for demand and it's there, and now you've got support on the 5050, and you go along from that point. If that's not the case and it's going to drive straight up through here, then you really need to wait for the 5165 to gain support, and but halfway in here, halfway between in this block here, there will be maybe the 5170. Find the center of this here, and then look for support on that. Otherwise, the 5172, find support on that, and we'll make new highs from that area there. I also just wanted to divert a little bit and have a look at Commonwealth Bank, because it is the main driver to the upside. And what I wanted to point out here, though, and this is just sort of playing around with Elliott a little bit, is that this is the date line through here, and this is the bear market that we had through here. And this move down through here is actually in 3 waves, right? So being in 3 waves here would eventually see the top being taken out through here. And what we have up through here is a very clear 5-wave structure here, the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then we've got an A and a B and a C here, basically another 3-wave structure here, okay? So that's why we're seeing this high being taken out. And this structure here is definitely in 5 waves, as are the other banks as well, the major ones anyway. So what I was looking at here is that if this is in 3 waves and this is in 5 waves here, and ABC here, that means that we've got a 5-wave sequence going up through here. So that would mean, sorry for the orange lines, I'll just change that. But so what I was getting to here is that there's a real possibility that we can be looking at a larger 5-wave structure here. I'm on the monthly chart here, by the way. So this is what we'd be looking at through here. And at the moment, we're working with a 5-wave structure up through to here. We're up at 72 at the moment, and if you know your numbers, then 72 will play a part here. So this is what we're sort of looking at, but that will take us to the next minor level, major level, which would be, apart from 72, would be 80. And of course, the going back to the orange line here for the 50 here. So really, this is a really good setup on the 50 here, and we knew that a long while ago as well. So the next one, of course, is apart from the 72, is the 80. And then normally, if support is found on one level, 50, could be 50 cents, $5, whatever, then we straight away look at the next level, which is 80, but it's also 100 as well. So there's a reasonable chance that we'll get a 5-wave structure up to the 100 here. I know that's a long way off, but if that's going to lead to the upside in that particular way over that period of time, I mean, that really warps out the ASX 200 retracement level at 5,400, the 61.8 retracement level, doesn't it? So I just think we'll monitor this. This is not sort of set in stone, and we'll continue to look at it and work with it. But I just thought it was a nice time to bring it forward and and put that seed there and put it on the table basically and have a look at it. So, but either way, the other banks would follow. It would lift the market up and so forth. So it's just a bit of a long shot, but let's just keep that there for the time being. Okay, let's have a look at commodities. Okay, starting with silver here for the precious metals and base metals, just because it's got a cleaner picture. The wave 4 here is reasonably obvious through here because after a strong third wave down, we get the fourth wave. The trouble with the fourth waves, as you know, is that they can get a bit sideways and complicated. And this particular move up through here is in a nice three waves, as you can see. And but that may be the wave 4 there. You just don't know. It's a bit annoying, but that's the weakest link in Elliott. So that could be the thing. We can work lower from there. The other side of the coin is that this A, B, C here may just be the A wave, and we get a B wave, and then we get a C wave back up here, just testing the highs again, and then rolling over from there. The worst case scenario can be a triangle, and a triangle is in 5 waves, so this will just be ABC for 1, ABC for 2, ABC for 3, 4, 5, and then drop down, the triangle picture. So that's the scenario, but the good news is that we know that it's corrective, so it's got further to go there. So when we look at it here, we can see that we've got a nice sort of three-wave correction here. And yes, we had this labelled yesterday as being the A wave, and then an A and a B and a C here for. I thought there may have been another push down here, but it's just not there. Draghi, ECB have made comments about certain things. We'll get to that in the Forex. So it's likely that we've got a B wave here, and we're looking at a C wave coming up through here. That move up there at the moment has obviously tested resistance up here, supply up here. The move up here so far is in 3 waves, isn't it? So it would need to turn into 5 waves up. Have to develop an impulse wave here to give us that C wave there. The C wave has normally got a relationship with the A wave, which would bring us into this area through here, and of course that would bring us into here as such. So we could expect it to take out the highs through here if that's the case. Just drilling into that little move up through here, you can see that we've got an impulse wave here, so that means at least we'll get an impulse wave over here. But this definitely has to move up from here. If it moves back down into this area through here, then we've got a clean 3-wave price action, and we'll be going down further, be moving down much further. We can allow for this little move here to have an ABC correction, because it does appear that we've got a little 5-wave structure here and a 3-wave structure here. So we can get, we can pull back here further. But let's just say this point here, well, just on balance here, if it moved back below this level here, for instance, here, and then we know it's pretty much doomed at that point there, and then we can look to go short there. But otherwise, it's long, and that would be the same for gold as well. So on the 1-hour chart here, I've just got this labelled as an A and a B and a C for wave 4 here, but it could certainly be wave B, and probably is. The same case here as well. You can see this 3-wave price action to the upside, but we can expect more. So basically up for 1 and 2 here, the 3, the 4 here, and the little 5th wave up here. But that would still give us an A and a B and a C here. But look, if in terms of trading, the 1472 becomes the support, then trade long from that point, and would expect new highs to be made here as well. These lines here, don't worry about that. That's can do. That's just the trend line from from here, so to speak. So that's why that's capped that off there. But a break and a support on 1472 creates longs. It's that simple. The copper market hasn't really done much. Base metals, they're still moving to the downside. This look appears corrective here in 3 waves here, so I know it's corrective. However, it's a game of support and resistance, so give it a little bit of time here at the 310. If it does develop support here and start to move up through here, obviously that's going to support the base metals. If it finds resistance under here and starts drifting to the downside, well, then the material sector and its constituents will be to the downside as well. We always knew there was going to be a rocky road coming into the major trading level here, and also Group 1 as well. Even when it arrived here, we just said, it's just going to be bouncing around, and but the trend is down, and the main trend is down as well. So, but we can expect further bounces off a larger bounce off the 300 here, which of course would put BHP sort of higher, because if we take a look at BHP here, from this high here, this is the local BHP, we do have 5 waves down here. So we are expecting, some sort of, movement up through here. So, it's just establishing its low through here, allow it to, it's made its little move to the upside, it's making its move to the downside. If it tests these highs here or takes these highs out here, you can go long from that point. If you want to have more exposure, then you can take some more on from down this side here. Let's look at US BHP. Okay, so US BHP opened lower, retesting the 65 here, and should move up further from that point there. I don't know if we've got a 5-wave structure up through here. You could have a look at that, likely because the gap here would be the 3rd wave here. So it's likely that we've got an impulse wave up, an A and a B and a C back through here. This is actually a switch setup here now. So the switch setup is well, it's a switch setup in terms of a trend. So you'll take the high out there if you're going for the trend. If you're going for the setup early, then you'll take the new high here, and a nice place to put the stop under the 65 there as well. So yeah. Anyway, that's that. The oil market is following stock higher. This bounce off the 90 through here. What we were looking at through here is we were looking at the move down through here, rather. First of all, we were looking for a 5-wave structure to the downside, and we got the 1, we crossed for 2, and then we got a nice strong 3rd wave down. We were looking for the 4th here, and we were looking for a 5th to move down through here. We didn't get that 5th wave. That means we don't have 5 waves down. That means that this is a 3-wave price action, so that means new highs will be made through here. At this stage here, we still only have 3 waves to the upside, and this 3rd wave here is not finished yet either. Well, realistically, this still can be an A wave, a B wave, and a C wave to the downside. But because we're expecting stock to move higher, then we'll take this as an A and a B and a C, and then we'll start working this as an impulse wave to the upside, and that would work up for 1, A, B, C for 2, and then you can see 5 little waves in here. So this would be basically wave 1, wave 2 to here, and then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 into here. So we're just at the top of the 3rd. There'll be a 4th and a 5th up here. That will be the top of the 3rd. Then there'll be a 4th, and then there'll be a 5th up through here. Okay, so you can look to go long at that point there. Let's have a look at the currencies now. Okay, US dollar index here. As you know, we were chasing this as an A wave, a B wave, and a C wave coming down through here, and the C wave here in 5 waves in terms of the 1, the 2, the 3, the 4. We were looking back forward here, and then the 5 down. Now the wave 4 can pull back to the wave 4 1 lesser degree where it is now. Okay, so that's that. If this market pushes up through here and takes out the low of wave 1 through here, this low here, which is on the CFD, is 82.47. So if we can see that there's a move through the 82.50 on this market, it would probably be low on the actual index at 40, I think, from memory. Then we've got overlapping wave structures, and then we could say that this structure here is completed here, and then would be moving. Then this move up through here would be taking place. So we'd be counting this as up for 1 and back for 2, up for 3, 4, and 5 up that way. So there's still, so that's the situation there. So what that does is obviously that changes the euro situation as well. So when we look at the euro situation here, and this is from Draghi said that that all the indicators for the European community are weak, but he would support whatever needed to be done once again. But main point, reading between the lines, is that the whole thing is weak. So we're seeing this situation here, and what we were looking for here yesterday as well is we were looking for this B wave and the C wave up to the 132.72 area, somewhere up here, and we were looking at this as being up for wave 1 here, back for wave 2, up for wave 3 here, a wave 4 across here, then looking for support here on 32, and then and trading up here higher. But his comments has obviously sparked this spike here and has pushed it down. Now this one here has overlapped wave 1 here. Okay, so technically we need to put this as wave 1 in here now, and then wave 2 to here, and you'll just have to watch this develop on the US dollar and here as well. So we would see wave 3 coming in through here, and then we would look at wave 4 pulling back 38.2%, blah blah blah. So that would put it into around here at the 131 area there, and then we would see wave 5 pop down through here as such. Once we've got that, then we'd be looking for a retest of highs in terms of an A, a B, and a C wave up through here as well, retesting this one here again as well. Obviously that could be further down. We just got to see how this pans out through here. But once that's done there as such, then we'd be looking for a stronger move down, and that would be the trade there, because this would be wave 2, which would be completed up here, as we've been looking for wave 1 here, the A, the B, and the C up through here. Anyway, we need to be a little bit sort of cautious, and what we want to see here basically is this move down, bounce on here somewhere, move back up, retest supply up here, sellers dominate the market, push it down, push it through the support, the demand area, and then push it back up here, and then the supply moves from here to here and nails it here, and then that's when you short it from this point here. So look, that's the the current wave count on that, but of course we should allow the market to settle and to take its normal path now that Draghi has said his piece. So let's just see how that sort of pans out. So keep an eye on the US dollar and this market here as well. The Australian market, the Australian dollar, now we've got a very clear 5-wave structure to the downside through here. So now we're looking for an A and a B and a C for wave 2 back to 102.80, 90 to even up in here somewhere as well. It just depends on how things rally. So you can trade long from this point here, but we are looking for a corrective pattern through here. So this would be the the A, the B unfolding now, and then the C wave in 5 waves up through here. So I guess what we're looking for here to play it safe would be a move up, moving through the 72, finding resistance somewhere in this space here, yeah, and then coming back down and finding resistance under here. And this is the last time that it should do it here. Then it would roll over from that point. If for some reason that this pivot here, this 102.20 here, finds this one here, the 20, is that the 20 here? Yeah. That's the number I'm looking for, because in group 1, if that pivot in group 1, the 2, develops the resistance, then we know not only will it move down to this point here, it will also start testing lower in here as well. So if we don't get this and it comes down and locks under this 2 here, then you know you can be looking at this area through here, and then it would be on its way further down. So alrighty, well, that's that. But the bullish weekly cycle that we've been sort of tracking, the Thursday was the bear day, Friday is an up day, and if Friday is an up day, then on reasonable volume, then it's the likelihood of it being up on the Monday is definitely on the card. So there will be a 60-70% probability that that would be the case. So, alrighty, I think that's it. We've got PPI figures coming out at 11:30 and some manufacturing figures out of China as well at 11 o'clock. So day traders need to be mindful and navigate that. Good morning, good luck, and enjoy the weekend.